Welcome to the Wellness Kitchen. My name is Paulette Lambert. It's summertime and that means it's berry time. Today we're going to be doing two wonderful summer berry dishes. We're going to be doing a roasted strawberry compote and a blueberry compote. These are fabulous dishes that we can use as summer desserts, like for a backyard barbecue, or even if you have some left over, you can put it on your oatmeal, you can put it on yogurt, you can put it on cottage cheese the next day. This gets to count as a fruit serving. We're going to be using so little sugar, just a little bit to bring out that natural sweetness that's in those summer berries. You know, most berries, when they're really ripe and it's in season, are so naturally sweet, we don't need to be adding cups of sugar. So we're going to be just adding a touch of sugar. We're going to roast the strawberries with some balsamic vinegar, put it in the oven, and it's going to get like Sunday sauce just about, which is going to be fabulous on top of that light ice cream for your barbecue. We're going to be taking fresh blueberries, and in the winter you can use frozen, but we're going to take fresh blueberries, put them in a saucepan, a little lemon, a drop of sugar, a dash of cinnamon, and a little tiny cornstarch to thicken them up so they'll be like blueberry pie filling. And we can add this again to frozen yogurt, light ice cream, or if you have it left over and you're lucky, you get to put it on your oatmeal the next morning. So let's start with our first recipe today, and we're going to roast some strawberries. Now, strawberries are, again, high fiber, major antioxidants, only about 50 calories a cup. And so what I have here is a bowl of strawberries that we've just cut the hulls off on the end and we've cut in half. I'll just finish these up here. And again, this is a recipe that you want to do with fresh strawberries. It doesn't work so well with the frozen because then we end up having more juice in them than we'd like to. So we want to do this with fresh strawberries in this recipe. So we've got our strawberries. I'm going to get a good sized bowl here. And we're going to take, I have here a tablespoon of melted no trans fat margarine, a margarine that's very low in saturated fat. I'm going to put a little bit of that in our bowl. And I have 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. You think, ooh, vinegar on strawberries? Why would I do that? The acid in the balsamic vinegar brings out the fruitiness in the strawberries. It actually makes it taste more strawberry. So we're going to put that in our bowl. And I've got 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla. This is such a wonderful dessert. And we're going to just mix that together. And then we're going to just toss our berries into this mixture and just coat them with this mixture. And by the way, if you ever just want to eat them just plain, you can just put a tiny bit of sugar and balsamic vinegar. Usually it's about 1 tablespoon of sugar to 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar and toss just like this. Leave the margarine and the vanilla out and then just let them set at room temperature for about 15 minutes and you get very juicy, syrupy berries that taste wonderful. Now when they're very, very sweet, you may need less sugar. But if you're going to add a little bit of balsamic, make sure you just add a very small amount of sugar so you balance that acid with the sweetness. And then we're just going to pour them in our baking dish. And we're going to roast these. And what we're going to end up with is almost like a strawberry syrup that we can use over light ice cream, frozen yogurt, regular yogurt. It's even wonderful on top of cottage cheese. And again, a lot of people think, oh, don't eat any sugar. But again, this probably serves 4 people. We used 54 calories worth of sugar. So it's very, very light on the sugar. It just helps balance the acid out in the vinegar to give us that wonderful strawberry flavor. So I'm just going to pop these in the oven for about 15 minutes at 350 degrees. The next recipe we're going to do is our blueberry compote. And you can actually make this with many different types of berries. You could do blackberry, you could do raspberry, you can do strawberry. And so what I have here is a bag of frozen organic blueberries. This is great when berries are not in season. So you can enjoy berries all year long. So what we have here is our frozen berries. I'm going to take a pan, put it over medium heat. And we're going to take 4 cups of blueberries. So this is 4 servings. A cup of berries is 1 fruit serving. And again, this is about, depending on the berry, this is about 50 to 60 calories a cup. It's so low and so good for you. As we talked about, chemopreventive, high in fiber, high in vitamin A and C, inhibits all kinds of disease, plus it tastes wonderful. It's 2. I always keep bags of frozen organic berries in my freezer because I can turn them into quick desserts. I can turn them into parts of smoothies. You can bake with them. It really is a great thing to keep around, especially if you don't always go to the store and have fresh fruit in the house. Having frozen berries is a great way to back that up. So if you don't get to the store that week, you still have fruit in the house so you can get your fruit servings in. So we're going to just let these heat up for a minute. They unthaw very quickly. And you can see our gorgeous berries there. And these are relatively little ones because usually the organic ones are much smaller than some of the other berries. And again, if you can't get organic berries, buy regular berries, but just really rinse them well right before you use them. Let the water go through them in a colander a few times, and that really helps remove any of the pesticide residue or any of the dirt. And I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. If your berries are very sweet, you may even get by with less sugar. Try a tablespoon and then kind of taste it. I'm not going to quite use all that because I just don't think we quite need it. You can go anywhere from 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to let this just heat up here and come to a boil. Oh, smells like blueberry pie. By the way, a piece of blueberry pie with the top and bottom crust is about 600 calories, and a whole cup of our berry compote without any pie crust really is only, including a tablespoon of sugar, is really only going to be about 70 calories. So we're not really talking about a high calorie dessert here. You're starting to see the juice come out of the berries, and that's fine, because what we're going to do is we're going to thicken that juice with a little bit of cornstarch. So what I have here is 2 teaspoons of cornstarch mixed together with just 1 tablespoon of water, and that's plenty to get this juice to thicken, because we don't want it running watery. We'll want it really thickened, very much like a blueberry pie filling would be. So we're just going to add that in, and we'll just stir this around until it starts to boil and all those juices thicken. And we're going to put just a squeeze of fresh lemon juice in there. So I have a half a lemon, and we're just going to give it a little squeeze with our lemon squeezer here. Just probably a half a lemon, which is about 1 tablespoon. That's just that little bit of lemon is just going to give that freshness to our berry compote. And that's really starting to boil and starting to thicken here. Oh, smells so good. I'm going to turn off the heat, and what we're going to add is a little bit of vanilla. This is half a teaspoon of vanilla. And I know you think vanilla and berries, but it gives berries a wonderful flavor, kind of an exotic flavor. You don't want very much. You don't want to overpower that berry taste, but just enough to just bring out that great taste and flavor. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of cinnamon. You know, we add cinnamon a lot to apple desserts, but we don't want too much because we want not as much as you would use like in an apple compote or an apple dessert, but just a dash, again, to make this have a little bit more flavor. And then you're going to want to let this cool down. And as it cools, all these juices that are released from heating these berries up, all this juice, as you can see here, it's already starting to thicken a little bit. Will thicken even more, and this will be more like a pie filling, kind of a thickened pie filling that very easily you can top all kinds of things. Vanilla yogurt, cottage cheese, oatmeal, or you can just eat it straight out of the dish. It's that good. We've just taken our roasted strawberries with balsamic out of the oven. It smells so good. It smells like wonderful strawberry sauce, and you can see from the vinegar, look at how syrupy they've gotten. And this is warm. It's not boiling hot, but it's definitely warm, and we kind of want to serve it that way over our frozen yogurt. What I have here is a scoop of frozen yogurt for 100 calories. It's almost fat-free, and I'm going to add some of our roasted strawberries with balsamic to it. This is a wonderful strawberry sauce. It's going to make this taste so great. Very decadent, very low in calories. This whole ice cream strawberry dessert is only about 190 calories, and we have great nutrition. We have all the antioxidants of the strawberries, along with a little bit of the calcium that's in the frozen yogurt. All for 190 calories. A typical ice cream sundae with high sugar strawberry sauce would probably be about 500 calories. That looks fabulous. I think I have to take a bite now. And what I have is this nice warm strawberry sauce with this creamy vanilla yogurt. This does not taste low-cal, and it's super, super good for me. So good. The other one that we have over here is we have our berry compote. And we put this, it's cooled down. As you can see, it's much thicker than it was when it was hot. So it's like a filling, and this is blueberries. What I have here is Greek non-fat yogurt, plain. We don't really need any sugar in it. This is going to be sweet enough to complement this. This is a great breakfast or a snack idea. And I'm going to put a few tablespoons of our blueberry compote right on top of that yogurt. And again, a whole cup of this compote is only about 60 calories. And I'm going to add about a half a cup here to my yogurt. And this is so pretty to look at. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, this is fruit and non-fat yogurt. So we've come up with two different recipes for you to try cooking berries. We have our fresh roasted strawberries and we have our blueberry compote made from frozen berries. So really we can use berries in our diet all year round, whether they're fresh, seasonal, or we use them frozen. Again, try to buy organic berries when you can and eat a lot of berries. They are so good for us. Plus the flavor is fabulous. This is Paulette Lambert from the Wellness Kitchen.